morning. We're at Marina Del Mar in Key Largo, which is a courtyard hotel, but they have some docks cut into a tiny little canal. We got in 2 days ago now, and there seemed to be an abrupt stop in our filming. That's because I pushed myself a little too far and had a nice ambulance ride up to Miami to get cured for some dehydration, and relaxed all day yesterday. Sort of delayed our crossing to the Bahamas, but today we're in this beautiful marina, this beautiful setting in the islands, and we're going to give Andromeda a bath and take care of some of the small items we need to take care of before we cross over to the Bahamas. So probably for the best that we slowed down for a day or two and got some things in order. So that's what we're doing today. A little bit of boat work and a little bit of crossing some T's and dotting some I's so we can get ourselves into the Bahamas, and couldn't ask to do it in a more beautiful setting. So, and it's hot.
It is hot.
It's
muggy,
hot.
And we're just not used to it yet. It wasn't that warm in Orange Beach, and we were adapted to that. And coming down so quick, which was just kind of 0 to 60, and it's,
Yeah,
we're 9 in the morning, and it's 80 and muggy. The humidity is real. So, we're loving it, but
we're learning how to take care of ourselves with water and shade, and it's not like Michigan sun. It's real here. We lose fluid really quickly. So a little bit of boat work today in a beautiful setting, and start preparing ourselves to get over to the Bahamas. We made it a long way in a short time, and maybe pushed it a little too hard on myself, but hey, we're here and we're going to keep going. So that's what we're doing today. Did a little experimenting. We took our sunshade and we put some reflective camping blankets behind it because it just wasn't knocking the heat down enough inside. It seems to work pretty good. You can't even tell they're under there. And the temperatures were, 81, 82, but the real feel was in the 90s. And this reflective was reflecting the heat out, and inside was nice and cool. You couldn't see out the front window, of course, but it was better than working the air conditioners too hard and for us overheating. Kathy got the boat washed down and most of the salt water off. When we were taking water over the bow coming across the Gulf, we noticed a little leak right about there, and we found that snap is where the water was coming in. So a little 5200 on that. And then the other project for today was bouncing around in the waves, and I think these are old. Came with the boat, but these legs had broken off, so a few of them were flopping around pretty good. So we didn't have a spot welder, so we bent the metal around and we wrapped it up with some wire, and we did that here and down here, and it's pretty solid, so that will get us by until we get some new ones or get them welded. But you couldn't ask for a better spot. we were just about to unravel Mr. Furley off the swim platform there. It's about dinner time, and our neighbors who took care of Ollie while I had to step away have offered to take us in their tender down the canal here for dinner. So Michael and Barbara from Jackie B3 are taking us to dinner on their tender, and it's a cool looking high field. Wait till you see it. It's black and red. It's like a limited edition. It's really sweet looking. But yeah, before we had to unravel Mr. Furley, they said, hey, what are you doing for dinner? And they're coming to get us. So
Yes.
we're looking forward to that.
And there's huge scuba people. They've been going out to the reefs, and they're just really cool people.
Yeah.
He's used to be a scuba instructor, I guess, and I'm anxious to find out what the music notes are on their boat.
Yeah, what's that all about? Are they
Yeah.
musicians? If so, we want to hear something.
Yeah, we might be some surprises tonight.
Maybe. So Mr. Furley's still wrapped up and underneath the swim platform. We can get him off, but we have to pull the boat forward to get away from that wall to lower the swim platform. So it just sort of worked out nice that they're coming to get us for dinner. Well, we are still sitting here in Key Largo. Could be worse. It's absolutely beautiful. We've spent the last few days, I've been resting after a long run to get down here to Key Largo, and we've got a lot of paperwork to do for crossing over to the Bahamas. There's vet appointments, there's provisioning to do, some paperwork for our new dinghy we've been tracking down. So anyway, we've kind of just been hanging out here at the marina. It's not terrible. Kathy just got back from running for groceries, and now she's about to take Ollie to the vet. We've seen some cool stuff, went to a few new cool bars. We're just kind of in a holding pattern. So that's what we're doing now. The boat's getting tip-top shape, and topping off tanks and fixing little things, and we're ready. So it looks like our weather window's in about 48 hours. We'll probably move the boat tomorrow to get some fuel and hopefully cross over Thursday.
And on my provisioning run, I've been taking this taxi. I'm going to give him a little shout out here. I don't know if you can see it.
It won't work.
It won't work. Anyway, there's Night Runner's Taxi in Key Largo, and I had the best guy today, Manny. He showed me around. Took me to Publix, and then he was like, "Hey, you want to see some?" We saw some roosters, so he saw that I was all excited and took a picture. And he's like, "You want to see some iguanas?" And so he took me just the round, just the extra way to the Hampton hotel, and there was these ginormous iguanas. And he's a local, just couldn't have been a nicer guy. Loves his job, and he's getting ready to come pick me back up here to take Ollie. So he's excited to meet Ollie. And yeah, little rookie mistake I made is yesterday I was hauling stuff in our wagon. We have one of those collapsible wagons. I just set it up by the dock box here behind us, and last night we went out for dinner and had a couple cocktails and just nothing heavy and just whatever. We just went to bed. Woke up this morning, went to go provisioning, thinking I was going to walk to the store, and the wagon's gone. So it is spring break time. Manny assured me, and I believe him, that there's no local that would have taken it.
I know what I would have done to a free wagon 30 years ago on spring break. So
been taking rides. So
karma does its thing.
So we lost our wagon. We tried to go find one at Ace, and that's where we got the iguanas and stuff. But
otherwise, it's been pretty cool hanging out here in Key Largo. We don't hate it.
No.
But I think I'm feeling ready to move the boat again, and I think you are. And
yeah,
it's time.
just Manny.
Good morning. Well, it is about 10 o'clock, and we got up this morning and realized that today, this Wednesday, particular Wednesday, is probably our best shot at crossing here in the next 7 days to the Bahamas. There's a gentleman over there who puts out a weather report. It's a very accurate, detailed weather report about going west or going east and the wave conditions. And it looks like today is the day. Tomorrow is possible. That was our intended day. It's just going to be a little bit more sporty, and we want something a little more relaxing. So 10 in the morning, we've got a fuel truck coming. We're doing our last bit of paperwork, filling the fresh water tanks and scrambling around a little bit. We feel if we can pull out of here at around 11:30, even noon, with the later sunset and daylight savings, we feel we got a pretty good shot of making it. So that's our plan for today. If it doesn't come together, we're just going to know the boat's ready to go, and we can maybe go tomorrow or another day. So we're going to go up front here and check. Front bilge is nice and dry. That's always a good check. And I wanted to check this alternator belt. That's the alternator belt I had to put on, I think, in Panama City. And just wanted to make sure the tension was good. And it seems a little loose to me, so I think we're gonna give the alternator one more adjustment. You know, we run the engine so long and so hot that I think the belts just stretch out. So we're gonna give her one more little snug. Well, maybe that's about right. That's probably about right, but we're gonna snug off the nuts and then maybe get the front engine cover back on. The black plastic cover that goes on the front of the engine is one of the things that Manny had to grab for us today, because the port engine side, the screw holes in the cover broke. So we got a new cover to put on the port side, which helps keep that black dust from the belts and stuff from getting all over the engine. Well, it's getting a little later in the day. It is now about noon, or closing in on noon. We're still waiting for a few things. Our friend Manny is bringing us some parts from the Cummins dealer up in Miami, and not quite here yet. We are fueled up. We have 90% of our pre-departure lists taken care of. We got our reservations and stuff in the Bahamas, and the afternoon winds are starting to pick up a little bit, and we're getting some new weather reports that Thursday morning might be just as calm as it is right now, or maybe even more calm. So we haven't missed our cutoff to depart today, but it's getting close. And so if not, our Andromeda will be ready, the crew will be ready to depart bright and early tomorrow morning. Or if everything falls into place here quickly in the next hour or so, we might take off soon. So we'll see how the next few hours goes. So we emptied out our freshwater tanks and filled the freshwater tank on Andromeda. Gave her a little dose of bleach, so she's got good fresh water. We also filled all three of our spare jerry cans. They're 6-gallon jerry cans, so we filled them with fresh water and a little dose of bleach in each one, very small amount of bleach, just to kill any bacteria in the can. So we also have all of Dreamer's oil that he asked us to bring over to him. So we're going to stow all of our fresh water and get the oil stowed, and again trying to get the Andromeda where we can just take off in the morning.
Yep.
More hug for Manny.
Oh, look over there. Best guy in Key Largo.
By far.
Don't tell anybody.
We have aborted our Bahama departure today on Wednesday. Everything just kind of didn't come into place in time. So we are 2 captains and 2 crews. If one person is not on board with the plan, then the plan is not on board. And so it was going a little too fast for Kathy this morning, and our friend Manny, who is about the sweetest man we've ever met in the world, took a while to get here with the parts we needed this morning, and maybe that's the writing on the wall. So we still have enough daylight to make it. We have full tanks, but the afternoon winds have picked up and the morning forecast looks fine. So we're going to head out tomorrow, and we're going to crawl down the engine room right now and finish a few little things we had on our list anyway. So all's well.
And Manny, speaking of the best taxi driver in Key Largo, came to us and he says he very rarely meets people that have an aura, is what he said. Super sweet guy. And he brought us, he's had this piece of coral for 30 years and he wanted to give it to us. And he said he knew it would be in good hands. And I told him, I said, how can you meet somebody for 2 days and love them like family? I mean, he just was like the uncle that you see every, 10 years and you just connect. And I don't know, it just was an incredible guy. So
can't say enough about him. He said that we have an aura about us. He's just one of those guys that has an aura about them, and it's like we knew him forever as soon as we met him. So
yeah,
he was a great guy. I'm glad we ran into him because he sure helped us out. The 4 or 5 days we've been here, he took care of us really well, driving us around, and he was our wheels and also a bit of a voice of reason. So thank you, Manny, and we'll put the number to his taxi service in Key Largo up. But
he told us not to.
He told us not to, but Manny, you're about to get busy.
Right.
So we're going to head down to the engine room, take care of a few little things, because our goal now is we're going to get Andromeda absolutely turnkey ready. So as soon as the sun comes up tomorrow, we can follow the charter boats out of the channel and make our crossing.
And we can, because we've got all day tomorrow, we can slow cruise, we can go fast if we need to, but we are not chasing daylight.
That's
I think
right.
that's important.
More important. So getting a few things done. Here we go.